Well, Greg and I are in our PJs tonight.
Yay, Peach! Don't tell them what time it is. It's 2:00 in the morning.
It's not 2:00 in the morning, but this is an episode of Funny Book Forensics After Dark. We don't do too many of these.
Oddly, though, it's still light outside.
Yeah, well, it's almost not light. I mean, in the Northwest in the summer, after it can be light after 9 o'clock. It's not quite land of the midnight sun, but
We're almost there.
yeah, for people that don't know, we are the Northwest is the highest north in the contiguous 48 states. That's not what we're talking about today, though.
Oh, that's true. We're not.
No, we both sort of like this author named Brian K. Vaughan
Just a little bit.
because he writes good things. And then, like, Why the Last Man, for example.
What?
And
Yeah.
Greg knows Pia Guerrero.
I mean, yes.
You always say it like that too. You're like, oh yeah, I know this person. You still haven't gathered around the fact that you know this person, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic artist.
I know. It's one of those things where I think, like, at some point I think honestly, like, when I started doing comic stuff professionally, I had those fanboy moments, and then all of a sudden I realized how cringy I was. So I just kind of, okay, we're just people hanging out, and then it's like, with other folks, it's just like, okay, and people are like, wait, you know that person? Well, yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, now Why the Last Man, if you hunt for it, you don't get the first search option is not the wonderful comic book that it was, but the
No.
first option is the god-awful fucking television rendering it got.
TV shows.
Well, sometimes they do good with independent TV, and
sometimes it doesn't really do that. It's a different medium, Dan. It's a different medium. They did the best they could.
I don't just think. I think a lot of people think. The two big indie books of the aughts, right, were Why the Last Man and DMZ for DC.
Yeah.
Not indie books, but the two big Vertigo books, right?
Yeah, right.
Were and the TV treatment of both
Was
god awful.
not what I think
It's like they didn't read the comics.
Devout readers of the books themselves were hoping to get when they got it.
And DMZ was just, quite frankly, unwatchable.
I was gonna say I could not watch more than 2 episodes. That was
If you tell me Rosario Dawson's going to star in the DMZ, I said DMZ. I'm trying
That's
to say
a great
DMZ.
show.
It
DMZ.
is After Dark. I'm messing up.
Yeah.
I'm being normal Dan, messing up. Demilitarized Zone, DMZ. And you tell me Rosario Dawson is going to star in it, and I'm instantly thinking she's going to be the main character in the comic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it makes sense that way. And I'm expecting a first episode where a reporter helicopters into an area and is stuck, and then you go the story from there. And what did I get? Tunnels and random shit and none of the characters.
Yeah. I mean, it was all there on the page. It was right there. I've seen a couple of really good lifts out of books to make a great movie or show, and then I've seen that, you say Rosario Dawson's going to be in something. I'm there for it, just not DMZ.
And unfortunately, the Why the Last Man series is even less memorable than that.
Yeah.
And you had so much good material to draw from.
So true.
It's just literally, how could you go wrong from this? Like, literally just script, the way that Vaughan writes, just lift the panels.
Lift the panels, do it justice, make the thing.
Especially for Why the Last Man. Like, the premise is not something that needs to fancy shoot.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to go for more than what it is, because it already is pretty much everything you need.
Right. With DMZ, you had to set up, a city and a war zone and these different things. But for Why the Last Man, you can just use what's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to tell all the other men to go home.
Right? Just there you go. I will say, I mean, if we're gonna talk about like, I mean, just to touchstone, like DMZ was definitely something that when I picked it up and read it, it was, and I think you can, if you look at Junior Braves, the
Yeah.
the style that Zach went with, and it was one of those conversations that we had. It's not exact, but it's like close in that kind
Yep.
of feel. And with kids doing this, they're doing the basic thing that you do, but in extraordinary ways, just like a reporter doing reporting in extraordinary situations.
Yep.
And I just like, reading the book, I was just like, oh my gosh, so great.
Well, it's
Like,
such and both, DMZ runs 72 issues from 2006 to 2012. Why the Last Man runs 60 issues from 2002 to 2008. They really were the Vertigo books of the aughts.
yeah,
And they have massively failed to capitalize on their success.
it was one of the books, like for DMZ, it was one of the books that I would go to my local comic shop in Vancouver when I lived there and buy the book. And then when I
Yep.
moved, I was like, this is what I need when I got to the area I'm in, and started shopping at what was Spy and became Fantasium and is now Midgard. But I was like, I need this. Please bring it in. I have to keep reading it.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, sure.
Well, and I think for me, Why the Last Man, I think, if I remember correctly, I don't have all. I only have 44 of them, which is unfortunate because I didn't start getting them till later. I have the graphics for the earlier ones.
Yeah.
I don't have it until 18 forward, unfortunately. And actually, I'm missing a couple of those too. I'm missing like 2016, 17. I had to go. But yeah, it was unfortunate because I missed the start of those. DMZ, I did not miss the start of.
You were like right there.
Yeah, and part of the reason I didn't miss the start of DMZ was because of Why the Last Man.
You're like,
Right?
okay, I
mean,
gotta.
obviously, yeah, I'm like, the Vertigo books are back. Like, I've
Mhm.
got to pay attention to this, right? And is appealing. And Brian K. Vaughan brought me back into looking at other books, especially as a DC person, right?
Right?
Looking at he is not an indie creator by any means, but looking at books by other creators that DC was bringing in at the time,
Yeah, and
and
it's something
other
different.
art styles too.
Yeah, different than what you're used to reading, because it's not Dan typical reading. Greg, yeah, I mean, it fits into the stuff that I read, but
It's not capes and tights.
it's not capes and tights. Yeah. So it's not your typical thing, but the stories just brought you into the world and just kept you going. So
Well, and I really do think I mean, obviously, so we've mentioned Karen Berger before, but still the editor for the Vertigo line at that point. So still continuing to bring in great stories. And for those that don't know Karen Berger, we've mentioned her before because she cut her teeth working with Paul Levitz and Keith Giffen on Legion of Superheroes as the editor when it was the number 2 selling book at DC.
yeah.
So, and then, obviously, but more famously launches the Vertigo line, helps bring in all those British creators, and then, obviously continues the line. And it's unfortunate that some folks at DC that were undesirable people, helped kind of eliminate that tenure. there, and she chose to move on.
Yeah.
But
Still doing awesome work.
still doing awesome work, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still doing awesome work. Yeah, and yeah, I think I have one of those, like, what they call them, new talent showcase or something
Oh,
for
yeah.
DC from the 80s where she wrote something in there. Yeah, but anyway, we haven't even talked about Saga yet, and now we're 10 minutes in classic fashion, but we're setting you up just because both of us are reading. I kind of thought, like, personally, I thought the 2000s was sort of a renaissance time for DC too.
Oh, yeah.
That you had the end of because in the end of the 90s stuff, you had, they brought back some people in, right? They get Grant Morrison to come in. And so, they get Grant Morrison on JLA, which gives it a revival, right?
Mhm.
And, they really start to bring in creators that they really start to they bring in Jeff Johns too, right? And of course, Jeff Johns has the contacts with the TV industry. So you start moving into the Arrowverse, things like that. And,
Yeah.
a lot of this. But, I really thought the 2000s comics for DC, a lot of them are just incredibly well written, though they maybe didn't get as much. They got a lot of critical success. Now their comics are finally outselling Marvel. But I mean, there was just I thought they just had a run of really good comics. I mean, one of our very first podcasts was about the one where Ted Kord dies.
Yeah.
And, just finding writers that could take characters and just really writing them. Of course, Ted Kord has magically come back to life.
What?
I know. It is one of the sad things about comics sometimes. I mean, that was such a definitive story and so well written.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love the character,
It grounded the
I almost wish
situation.
the character had stayed dead. Yeah, because
Blasphemy.
it was so well written.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
it was a redemption story where he couldn't just quite be redeemed. And then you had, all the rest of the heroes there to redeem him, right? And
Yeah.
that's the kind of, it's good storytelling. And we're going to get some really good storytelling here.
Oh my gosh, we get some such good storytelling. I mean,
And Fiona Staples' art is
fire, as the
unreal.
kids would say today. Fire, Dan. It is fire. Legit
It's
fire.
it's done in it's just done in this. It's such a it's like it's a what do we call it? It's I don't know what kind of I don't know what to call it. It's like a soft and hard style at the same time.
Mhm. Yeah. It's beautiful. It is ridiculously beautiful. The way that Fiona draws these characters and just brings life to the pages is just ridiculous.
One before we start to shout out to Ashlyn for giving me these books and giving me their books and getting me to reminding me. And of course, Greg and I had bought these in a Humble bundle. So we had them. We had a bunch
Yeah.
of image books and
It-
we bought them for the podcast to do. So we didn't always do capes and tights. And here we
Right.
are.
I mean, if you're gonna do a shout out to someone who got you into it, I had to shout out all the ladies that worked at Fantasium when it was Fantasium, Paula, Rachel, Misha,
I think Rachel and I talked about the
Jenna.
book.
Yeah, I think you and Rachel did. I know when I walked in there one day, it was like quiet and they were all reading. And I was like, "What are you reading?" And they're like, "Saga, you have to just buy it. Just buy it." And so I picked it up. But I was like, "Oh, Brian K. Vaughan, sure. Yeah, no, you don't have to sell me on this." But just the fact that I walked into the shop and it was quiet. Everyone was just reading.
Yeah. And good news too, when you look at this, it's good news when you look at this too. I actually was looking and Image has the first issue available for free
Oh,
online.
see?
So I'll link it in the podcast notes, but you can, if you want to read along or you want to see what we're talking about, so
Yeah.
then you can go buy the graphic novels or go
Which,
find the floppies somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Do it.
go. It's well. Anyway, we're talking about how great it is. We're gonna cover issue 1 today. We may in the future cover a couple issues at a time because the book flows so well and it's
Yeah.
just an easy read. But we may run out of time doing that too.
It's
So it
it
just depends on how well we go. But this one, we're gonna at least cover the first.
first
Is it
fir-
8-ish issues?
yeah. But it's I think like in this first volume, it's 8 issues, and
Yeah.
each issue is roughly about 40 pages or so.
I don't know how many pages they are because there are
It's
no page
40.
numbers in the
That
graphic novel.
I
So it
know.
makes
Well,
it
that's
incredibly
because
difficult to find where you're at.
because as I always say, great comics come without pages, Dan.
And it's not true. Uh,
Um,
yeah, it will forever annoy me that you publish anything without fucking page numbers. I'm sorry. This is my first cussing of the podcast. The only thing I don't like about this book, because when I'm reading something, I want to share with people where its stuff is at.
I understand that, Dan, but you can look
It's
at
a book. Books
look at
have pages.
look at my current record. My 2 books with publishers have page numbers. Don't do too great. My book with under a friend built comic book imprint has no page numbers and is what people come find me for at shows.
Junior people come find you for Junior Braves.
I know they do, but I'm just saying, like, the reality though is I've had more people come for Starlight, which has no page
Well, that's because
numbers.
it's the more recent book.
It's not the more recent book.
It is
Absolute
too.
Zeros is much more recent than Starlight.
Oh, I meant, well, okay. Yeah, but you didn't go to any comic shows for Absolute Zeros.
I tried.
So how would you know?
I did go to some comic shows. You just happened to not be there.
And untrue. There are no
Very
comic
true.
shows you attend without me. So, all right. Well, we are starting with volume 1 of Saga. We're going to start with book 1. And
Book 1,
or
chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, which is
Also
book 1. Yeah.
And we have on page 1, we have a narrator already. Says, this is how an idea becomes real. And we have a woman that looks not happy, sweating.
Not happy. Yes.
Saying, am I shitting? It feels like I'm shitting. And we rapidly churn and find out we have a woman giving birth on the next page. And the narrator says, but ideas are fragile things, and most don't live long outside of the ether from which they were pulled, kicking and screaming. And how apropos.
Yes.
And we've got 2 characters. We've got the mother giving birth has wings.
Wings, you say?
I do. And presumably the father, we don't know yet.
Yeah,
Presumably the father has these horns.
Assuming so much, Dan. He has horns?
Yeah, it's like ram horns.
Oh, wow.
Like you could go there and get a hamburger and a beer.
Dang. And sweet potato fries. It tastes so good. Sweet potato fries.
Tater tots.
Yeah, or tater tots.
Well, and why are we promoting a local restaurant chain that does nothing to help us?
I know, that's true. Because we've occasionally gone there a few times and we enjoy their food when they actually serve us.
Almost all of the times.
Except for the one time.
Yeah, except for the one time.
Except for the one time.
Which was an anomaly, we've decided.
Which is funny because we went to someplace else that you were like, oh, this is great. And the next time they messed up my order 3 times.
So, well, they are not, I would say she's not happy to be giving birth, though I would assume that while it's a happy time, that most people are not happy while they're doing it, though I have no experience in this matter. So
I also, all I know is I have secondhand knowledge of people in their birthing, and I can just say, afterwards they're very happy usually.
But the horned gentleman says, You've never been as beautiful as you are right now. And that does not help the situation.
He's trying
But
so hard.
we do find out they're in the back of a body shop for some reason. And the narrator continues, that's why people create with someone else. Two minds can sometimes improve the odds of an idea's survival, but there are no guarantees. And then Mom pops up and looks at, and we find out on this page that the winged woman's name is Alana, and the gentleman with the ram horns is named Marco. And Alana pops up as she's finished giving birth, and she looks at Marco and says, "You never cry. What's wrong? What is it?" And he's holding a little baby.
Yes. Very realistic.
And then we find out, and says it's a girl, and then we find out the narrator is the baby.
Oh my goodness!
As the narrator says, anyway.
We went
this is
for
the
a
day I was-
ride.
And so Mom Alana gets the baby. Looks like the baby has little horns.
Oh, horns.
And I haven't seen little wings yet, but I'm assuming that we will.
I don't know. We'll see.
And they say, she's perfect. Look, she's going to have your horns and your wings. But what's up with those eyes? So they're excited. They're doing the normal baby things like getting rid of the umbilical cord and taking care of things and trying to figure out a name.
That's important stuff. All the important stuff when you have a new baby.
But we do find out a couple of important facts. Marco has made a vow. He says, "I'm a father now, not a soldier, and that blade is never again leaving the scabbard." So he's not using it even to cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so we get a couple things, and Alana calls the baby Pico, and that leads Marco to be like, "I thought we were calling what happened to calling her Beatrice." And Alana's like, "Beatrice isn't like a real name. Come on." And actually, she says that looks like a name for a good girl. And she says, "Does this look like a good girl to you?" Speaking of which,
Yes.
I have a new friend today.
You
next to me.
do.
And
Who's
Juliet is upstairs asleep somewhere,
Oh.
and I have the Maligator next to me today.
Wow. The Maligator has come to
Yes.
the show.
Mercy the Maligator is passed out next to me after playing all day long. If you've ever seen a Belgian Malinois pass out, when they do go to sleep, they are
Cute.
done because they have now brought you a toy over and over again. They brought you a ball over and over again. They
Mhm.
brought you a Frisbee over and over again. They played with the other dogs. They've run around. They patrolled. And once all that is finally, when they wear out, which is quite the process, but when they wear out, they are done, worn out.
I've honestly never seen Mercy asleep. I've only seen active, awake, alert, let's go, and also let me scare the crap out of you, Greg, because my face looks like it's gonna bite you.
Yes. Well, you saw the picture I sent you
Yes.
of sleeping Mercy.
Yes. Mercy's a
nice.
good dog. Listeners, I mean, like, yes, alligators are scary, but they're scary for a reason. They're dogs.
Well, and I brought up Mercy the Maligator because good girl, but not so good girl. And
Yeah, true.
relates to our story here. And they mention doing a wing bleeding. And Marco is like, "No way, we're not doing that. You said when we settled into this, there's no politics." And she's like, "That's cultural."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Mutilating infants is not cultural." And then she's like, "Are we really having this fight right now?" And she says, "Because that's how we ended up making this one." And then we hear a bang.
Oh no.
And it is interesting. They are yelling for Private First Class Alana, yelling that she's under arrest. And she's like, oh my gosh, we're dead, we're dead, we're dead. We get some folks outside. This is Baron Robot 23 of the Coalition Forces.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Coalition Forces are, but
Probably the people behind him.
we get a bunch of people with wings
Yes.
behind him. So apparently the winged folks, I assume they're related to Alana, yeah,
Yeah.
in some way.
Yeah. Well,
And then there's a little monkey guy.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost like the Wizard of Oz, Dan. Yes, he had the little monkey guy.
But the monkey guy doesn't have wings.
He does not have wings.
I believe he is the body shop owner, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He's got his coveralls on. He looks like he's gonna start singing Uptown Girl and have a limousine pull up.
Yeah. That makes me sad. The my 15-year-old fake nephew,
Yeah,
be the son of my very close friends that I've known for 30 years, but is 15 now, and we used to watch that when he was like 3, and he loved that video.
And now he's like, whatever.
I don't know if he'd probably still like it. I don't know. I have to show it to him, or he'll do what he does with me, because we used to sit and watch Young Justice together too, and he doesn't even remember. So he'll just say, "Oh, I don't remember that," and I'm like, "I do. You were little, and it was fun." But anyway,
cute time, kid.
Ruining my cute times by not remembering.
And now
anyway, so they're gonna have to buy some time to get out of there. There's a roof up there, and he's like, go up there, and she's like, my wings are worthless. I couldn't fly a kite, much less all this fucking baby weight. And Marco's like, bullshit, you can do this. I know you can. And they're like, she needs a name. I don't want my child to die without a name. Then an explosion, and here comes Baron Robot 23.
Man, looking all suave and shit.
And he's got like a cyborg hand, like as in Cyborg the character, not cyborgs from the future comic book that's coming out, advertised on Kickstarter, that's known as Robot Number 23, a cyborg story. So you can go ahead and follow that story.
It begins.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You added to the title. That was good. You actually got some pertinent parts and relevant parts of the title in there, just so they would know.
Actually, it continues. I'm sorry. It begins is not what's it doesn't begin. It continues.
Oh, well, we'll get a link up there for you. When that launches, you can just press a button.
Yes.
Follow it, and then when it launches, you'll know. It'll be fun. It's all about cyborgs and stuff.
Yeah, cyborgs and stuff.
This is not about cyborgs, though.
It is about cyborgs. What do you think this guy is?
This story that we're reading right now has a robot baron, not a cyborg.
Oh, he's a robot. Robot boy. He's a robot boy.
Baron Robot Number 23.
You're right.
Did you not read the book?
He's got a TV for a head and a blaster for a hand. He looks like the kind of guy.
How do you know? It's a viewing screen, I think.
Hey, he looks like he knows how to party. Look at that outfit he's got on.
Well, the dialogue in this book is quite creative, because he says, drop whatever you're holding and put your hands in the air. And Alana says, suck my hemorrhoids, which I guess after birth, I heard that's a thing. So
it is a thing, I hear, as well.
I'm not experienced in that at all, nor
right.
I haven't even looked down there, so I don't know. But other people may know.
You're like, I don't know.
It's the anyway, you'd have more relevant experience than I would, but
what, to babies or to hemorrhoids?
No, to like women. But
I was like, I don't know where you're going, Dan. This is a weird train track. It kind of goes all over the place.
This book is a weird train track, but
it's not a train. It's a roller coaster.
And they're ready to like take them out, and Alana's like trying to defend them. Hey, you can't do this to us on civilian territory. It's
Yeah.
not a sanctioned battfield.
She knows her stuff.
And Robot Baron number 23 is like, we are duly licensed military police officers on an approved law enforcement mission. Now step away from the prisoner, and
Mhm.
sounds like now.
It does sound like now.
Yeah. And then he gets interrupted. Your Excellency, Demeter's picking up, not Demeter, Demeter, not Demeter. I don't want to be confused with like
Demeter, the person. Demeter.
picking up exotic matter. We've got magic incoming, they say.
Magic. The Gathering?
No, it's definitely not. It's a bunch of dudes with horns,
Oh,
and they say Marco's name, but I don't know what the rest of it.
it's magic
like-
words.
Yeah, magic words. It's probably like Latin or something, and I just don't know because I'm not smart enough.
He's casting a Latin
We probably
spell.
could translate that. And that
Put it
clever
into
Brian Vaughan has
Google
language skills.
Translate, and then it tells you something that's not true.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
see.
I find it funny that our robot buddy is going after the monkey Joel.
It says it's Italian, so I assume that has probably Latin. Yeah, high soldier. Marco
Okay.
is what it translates it to. And he responds with some different language because he doesn't look happy. He says the guy's name, which is apparently Haltu.
Oh, unless he's
And
casting a spell.
oh, it's detecting English now, which I don't think that is.
Oh, okay.
It
I-
doesn't translate. It doesn't translate anymore.
What about the
Wait,
rest of
I-
the stuff he says?
I don't know. This part's not translating.
It's
So,
not translatable, folks.
Do you think it's Latin?
I don't know. If only.
I don't think. Well, I put it to Serbian Latin here, and it says I'm going to give you a shower. So I don't.
He's
think,
gonna give him a shower.
I don't think that's right. I'm gonna quit
Well-
trying to translate now.
Maybe that's just a nice thing to do when greeting friends. It's like, I'm gonna give you a shower, friends. I mean, you need a shower. What happens?
Maybe
on the
saying
next
you
page?
need a shower. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it says, I warn you. Here we go. And now it says Spanish detected, and it says, I warn you, don't touch me.
Oh, okay.
That seems more accurate.
More
More likely.
accurate.
And we find out this is his family, and they're here. And they look like they're going to be, it looks like Marco and Alana are done. They're in the middle of a giant battle.
Yeah.
And
People on both
Robot Baron
sides.
number 23 is asking for emergency clearance to engage Wreath contingent.
Oh.
And they all start firing. We've got magic swords and guns and lots of dying.
Oh man.
Lots of dying.
Everyone's getting shot up. Cut. in
Robot
half.
Baron's TV screen goes off his head.
It's off.
Everybody dies. Literally
Yeah.
everybody dies.
Everyone
Except for
gets shot or cut up. Except for
everybody dies except for Marco.
Monkey
Alana,
Man.
and Amy.
Just,
Monkey Man gets shot.
I know.
Does he not
Monkey
die?
Man. Monkey Man don't know no bullets.
And he gets shot right through the middle midsection. And then we get a scene, the fight scene, by the way, the art is
It feels like it comes out of like a Japanese samurai movie. There's so much blood. There's so much gore.
we don't know who
hyper-
any of these people are, and they just kill each other indiscriminately.
Yeah,
Apparently.
apparently they don't like each other, Dan.
Well, Monkey Man does get shot. Remember, his guts are hanging out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is eviscerated. In a sense, his midsection is
Yeah,
torn.
and he says, "Stupid kids, stop talking and go." And they're like, "I trusted you." And he's like I said, stupid. Now hurry before the constables get here. That gets behind you, leads down the sewers. And he gives them a little piece of paper, and the narrator says, "It was a time of war, isn't it always?"
Finally. Sorry.
And then we get some backstory. And the narrator says, "I was born on a planet called Cleve, an ancient ball of mud circling a faded old star. It never had much strategic value, but the place still mattered to me anyway. See, this is where my parents met, but it's not where they were from." And it shows a spiral galaxy and draws a line and says, "They grew up way over here, back where the war began."
Uh-huh.
And it looks like we have a big planet. This is Landfall, the largest planet in the galaxy, and
Oh,
also my mother's home. And then there's a moon, and it said it had only one satellite, is Wreath, my father's native moon. And if there was ever a time these two got along, nobody remembers it. So it looks like there's been a long-term war between Wreath and Landfall. Okay, got that? So we've got Landfall, wings, Wreath, horns.
Okay. Makes sense.
And Cleve, where they now?
Yes, and
Is I will forget, so you're gonna have to help me remember.
Okay.
But
Maybe
the
born on
narrator says,
Cleve.
when the war with Wreath started, it was fought amidst the general population in the cities like this one, Landfall's capital. But because the destruction of one would send the other spinning out of orbit, both sides began to outsource combat to foreign lands. While peace was restored at home, the conflict soon engulfed every other world, with each species forced to pick a side, planet or moon. Some of the locals never stopped thinking about the battles being waged in their names on distant soil. Mostly didn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
So they have looks like they have a peaceful existence on their moon and their home planet, but they have sent their armed forces off to fight their battles in other lands and take them over. So
And fight.
Yeah, it looks like each side is taking over, trying to take over parts of the galaxy.
Like a giant game of Risk.
Yeah, like a giant game of Risk. And then we turn the page, and I must say that one robot guy is fucking a robot lady.
Yes. Momentarily.
Literally what has happened. He has some sort of malfunction.
Yes.
And then he says, "I'm sorry," which is usually not a good sign.
During the sexual intercourse, no.
No. I'll also announce that in the midst of this, Juliet has arrived, and she is not too happy that Mercy is on her bed.
Mercy's taking over the bed. Yeah. Get out of my bed.
In fact, I believe we'll have a guest here. Yep, I had a feeling there would be a guest.
Her bed is taken up, so her lap that she likes.
If you're on video, you can see the beautiful Juliet. Well, the robots begin to talk about their relationship and life. And the lady robot asks if it's about his leg. Does he want her to get on top? And he's like, "It's fine. It's just jet lag." I'm sure something everybody said before. And she says, "Of course, 4, things will be better once we're away from this godforsaken flock." And he's like, "Don't talk about them like that. They're our allies." And she's like, "No, they're our customers, highest bidders in the war of good versus good." And he's like, "You think," and he says, "You think there's something good about what those animals did to my friends? Did to them while they slept?" And she's like, "4, please. It's just in there." And then an alligator guy comes.
Yeah.
Says, "Your Majesties, I'm so sorry to intrude, but
Alligator
Prince Robot
butler.
4 has a gentleman caller."
Oh.
Oh, this could get interesting.
Maybe that's why he had to stop.
But said his business was sensitive. And then
It
we
seems
get
like
this gentleman with wings, so he would be part of the landfall people.
yes.
He's like, "May I help you?" And he's like, "Hold on. This app was trying to auto update, and now my whole thing is frozen. Are you even getting a signal in here?" Wow, we've met these people.
Typical. Yeah. See them all the time.
They come in, wait in line to check out at the store, and are too busy texting.
Yes. And then you're like, can you move forward, please? It's open in a second.
And and number 4 says, "I'm not sure if you've been briefed on this, but I just returned from a 2-year tour of hell." And he's like, "Yeah, I was at your big metal ceremony yesterday. Marching band sounded like shit." And he says, "I'm Special Agent Gale, Secret Intelligence. Sorry, am I supposed to genuflect or something? I'm not up on my royal protocols." And he said, and number 4 says, "Look, what is this all about?" And he puts up a picture of Alana and says, "Her." And he's like, "Should I know who that is?" And he's like, "Probably not. Name's Alana. Drafted. She flunked out of state. I overlapped her with for 6 months of basic. Struck me as a dim, impulsive kind of slut. Fantastic. This guy is my favorite character so far. Not at all. And she was reprimanded for abject cowardice. Her first time seeing action, and later redeployed to the planet Cleve. Ah, okay. And number 4 says, "Holy shit, we're still posting people to Cleve. I thought that was just an urban legend they used to scare new recruits." Apparently, we don't like that mudball that they mentioned earlier.
Don't like being there.
Yeah, and what we find out is they are not happy because she got together with this wreath foot soldier that was a prisoner, and then they escaped, and obviously we've seen what happened. They had a kid.
Yes.
And so they are basically telling number 4 he has to go get them.
Your job is to get them.
Yeah, and then, we find out that she's pregnant, and they tell number 4 basically, yes, you need to go kill them, but the baby must live because we're not terrible
We're
people.
not monsters.
But number 4 says, "You're saying she willingly laid down with one of those monsters." So they're apparently the TV guys are supporting landfall, but the robots, but they
yes.
don't support the moon. So
The moon.
wreath.
We're from the
Correct.
moon. The moon. Is it made of
And
cheese, Dan?
anyway,
The moon?
moral of the story here is robot number 4 has to go out and do this. And apparently he's a
want to.
prince because his dad is the king
Ah,
of the
king
robot
told him.
people.
Yes, the
I
king
don't know
told
where the robot people are from yet. Do we know?
Not necessarily. I don't think.
And then the narrator says, the baby narrator, future narrator, very wonder years.
Yes.
From my very first day, I was pursued by men. All of them tried to hurt me, but only one managed to break my heart. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. It is really cool to have the kind of overarching narrator here.
Right.
Leading us through the story.
It is. It
I
is
like
nice.
this. I've always liked this writing technique.
It's good.
I'm probably going to steal it, honestly.
It drives it. Yeah, you should.
I already have stolen it.
Thief!
I didn't steal it. I wrote the script before I read this.
And then it just happened to work.
It just happens to do the same thing.
Yes.
Anyway, that writing project's shelved for now anyway.
It's going to happen because I'm going to make you do it. I mean, we worked on it a few months back.
We talked about it. We didn't work on it. But anyway, I thought they get back to Alana and Marco, so we're away from the robot folk. And she's like, they're like, I thought she'd never quit crying. And they're like, can you blame her? Her life has been comprised of primarily firefights so far. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy.
Not great.
And we find out that Alana has stolen a firearm, and Marco does not like this. So Marco is anti-violence, apparently, for some reason.
Apparently, yeah. Well,
Which just sort of makes sense. I mean, if you grew up in war, you might not like violence too much.
Yeah. You're like, seeing nothing good come of this.
Yeah, and so he asks if have you ever been shot with one of those, because I have, and it hurt like the day my dog died. And she's like, you had a dog? I didn't know you had a dog. He's like, yeah, Rumfer. He was run over by a school bus when I was 12. What the hell? It's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
It is sad.
I mean, besides John Wick.
Yeah.
Which I didn't watch after the first 5 minutes, as everybody's aware.
Yeah, it's better.
It can't possibly get better. They murdered the dog at the beginning.
You have to watch the rest of the movie, Dan. Actually,
he
the
kills
next
everybody because they killed his dog. I get it, but I just don't want to see the dog.
Once you get to the fourth movie, you get 4 dogs.
I don't want to see the fourth movie. Plus, I've seen Cyborg by Albert Pyun.
Yeah?
And they do the same thing in that.
That's true, they do. But you watched the whole movie.
They killed a dog in the middle. No, I didn't. I stopped watching after that.
Where do you think John Wick got the idea? Because
I stopped watching after the middle of the movie. Mostly because we ran out of time and had to go somewhere else.
If you knew what happens, it's almost beat for beat John Wick.
Well, maybe in its Rating Alex is a Robot Story by Travis Webb, you'll find out what happens to the dog. I don't know.
Or why Alex does what Alex does.
I don't even remember what I called it earlier in the podcast, so I'm ruining the bit now.
It's okay. It can be whatever you want it to be because it doesn't have a name yet.
It's a robot landfall.
Yes, it's a robot.
Alex's story. Okay, so
the next one.
Now, we get the piece of paper that the monkey shop owner gave them, and it is apparently a map.
A map? Are they gonna go find One-Eyed Willie?
I don't know, but I don't think so. But this has the Forte Mountains, the River of Tranquility, the Murder Valley, the woods, the Uncanny Bridge.
No, you don't want to go to
the Rocketship Forest and the Molasses Swamp.
I see. You don't want to go to most of those places, I don't think.
No, definitely not the Molasses Swamp. I mean, you always got stuck there. You draw the wrong card, and you'd have to go all the way back and get stuck in the Molasses Swamp. It was terrible.
It's just a never-ending loop of sending you back to the same place. You get out, and then it's like, please return to where you came from. Why?
But when you got the double yellow, that was always cool. You'd go up 2 yellow spaces.
Yeah. Definitely.
So Molasses Swamp. You know, I could have, if you had bet on Polymarket that Dan would say Molasses Swamp in an episode of this podcast, you would have won a lot of money.
If that was a bet that you could take, yes. I mean, I guess it is a bet that you could take.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was going to think about molasses swamps.
Until you saw this map.
Yes.
And then you said, oh.
Anyway, she's like, the Rocketship Forest, are you kidding me? This is exactly what we've been waiting for. And Mark is like, Alana, it's not real. And she's like, says who? Most of this planet is still uncharted, even by the natives. And we've both seen weirder shit out here. And Marco, they get in a little bit of a fight, and Marcos tries to end the fight. He's like, we're not draft dodgers, we're deserters. And she's like, don't ever say that to me. Don't ever say those words to me. And she's like, sorry, but we have a family to think about, is the rallying cry. Oh, but it's not about deserters. Sorry, it's about saying we have a family to think about. We shouldn't do this. And she's like, that's the rallying cry of of losers. And so she basically says, we're going to do this. And the narrator says he just couldn't say no to her, as Marco looks on, not too excited about going to the Rocketship Forest.
The Rocketship Forest.
And so narrator said we get to a different landscape, so we get to a change of scene. Narrator
New
says, but if
place.
you'd known what wheels had started spinning over on Wreath, my father would have never left those tunnels. What's going on, Wreath? So we found out what was going on. We found out what was going on Landfall, right? They're sending
Landfall.
a robot number 4
and Cleave.
and Mambo number 5.
Great song. Great song.
And now we meet this guy and a giant cat. He comes in. He says,
Is it
"You ready to get
He-Man?
home?"
He-Man has a big cat. Good
No, it's not
movie.
He-Man. And so this big creature comes out with breathing fire, or about to breathe fire anyway. And this man says, "I'm here to see somebody named Vez. I have an appointment." And this guy blows fire, and he throws gunpowder into him and explodes him.
Uh-oh. It is a mess.
And after doing that, this person comes out and says, "You're the man they call the Will." So his name is the Will. The Will, not Will.
The Will.
The Will. And she says, "I'm Vez, you're hired." And Vez has a horn, but like a unicorn horn.
Yeah. Or a narwhal.
This must be going on Wreath, right?
Could be. Who knows?
And he's really mad because he's like, "You just wasted a beautiful creature like that on an audition." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck who you are. My union rep is gonna..." So apparently he's part of a union.
Yeah, he's part of a union. A union of intergalactic bounty hunters.
Freelancers, because it makes sense, because freelancers usually have unions. Generally the term freelance lines up with a union. So I'm intrigued. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And well, she says his name is Marco. They want him to go kill somebody. The tablets of prophecy have just revealed that he'll soon be responsible for the deaths of millions of innocent souls. And the cat looks up and says, "Lying." So she's not going to Donald Trump her way out of this. And she says, "I'm sorry, did you just call me a liar?" And the Will says, "She's not an animal. She's a lying cat. Her kind isn't big on ornamentation, so I'd keep it plain." And then Vez changes the story plainly then. On the planet Cleve, foot soldier Marco chose to renounce his oath and betray the narrative by fraternizing with an enemy combatant. Here we go. So it's not about the weapons of mass destruction at all. It's about something else.
It comes down to the sex.
And she's just like, "To protect my troop morale, my superiors want both Marco and his whore eliminated by a discreet subcontractor before word of their coupling spreads to the rank and file." So for some reason, the people on Wreath don't want anybody to know that somebody from Wreath got together with somebody from Landfall.
Yeah.
Because that would just ruin the war, apparently, and probably ruin all the money she's made. And
wait, people can fall in love and make children and there's set aside their differences.
And she also lets him know that he's not the only freelancer they've hired.
Oh, there's another.
And says, "Or am I lying about that?" And the lying cat just huffs. So the Will takes the contract, I believe. And he does it because he's like, what kind of assholes bring a kid into a world like this? Or into worlds like these? And we flip back to those assholes. Marco and Alana. And they are trying to work their way to the Rocketship Forest through some sort of underground. And Marco says, "We shouldn't be traveling after dark. This is when the horrors come out." Not the whores, but the horrors. So
horrors.
not like Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
When the horrors come. But this is the horrors. So when I mispronounce it multiple times, I mean the horrors, not the whores.
The horrors.
The whores. The whole,
It still
the whole
sounds like you're saying the
horror.
same thing, Dan.
I don't know what I'm
Joking.
trying. Horrors. Horrors. Horrors.
Horrors. I remember as a kid, I called somebody a horror thing, like in the sense of like they were scary, like they're a horror, they're a terror, and I got just berated by adults. You never call somebody a horror, and I was like,
Well, what if they are?
they're a terrible person. Like that's what I meant. And there's like,
You meant they were a horror.
horror, a horror, a horror. Horror. The English language is difficult, everybody. Why do we have so many words that are so similar?
Well, Marco is claiming the horrors aren't imaginary, and Alana is saying, you know what my idea of horror is? 9 months of forced sobriety, if anybody could survive that. And he yells, quiet, listen. And they get to the edge and they look out and they see an entire battle going on, presumably between Reef and Landfall troops.
Yes.
And they are shocked and saddened by this. And she says, it's not fair. The front line was on the other side of the planet last year. How are both armies already fighting here? And he just says, Alana, and she says, I know, okay, I was stupid to think we could ever outrun this, I'm not going to say it, fucking war. Though I agree with her sentiment.
Oh, for sure.
And then they have a discussion and they decide, but Marco's like, we have hope because they have the kid.
Yeah. That'd be a good name.
And Alana says, if you think I'm calling my daughter Hope, basically, I want a divorce. Like, it's too corny. And she says, the narrator says, my name is Hazel. I started out as an idea, but I ended up something more. Not much more, to be honest. It's not like I grow up to become some great war hero or any sort of all-important savior. But thanks to these two, at least I get to grow old. Well, good news. So we know the baby's going to live.
There's more.
But we don't know anything else.
No.
And then she says, but then they zoom in on both her parents and say, not everybody does. And we've got all these red eyes looking at them as they kiss. It's a very creepy panel, or full page, not a panel, full page. Yeah.
It's a really good page.
And it ends chapter 1.
Oh. Woo! Chills. Just good stuff. I mean,
I like this a lot, and I kept reading very quickly.
It's easy to do.
You're past me. I've made it all the way to chapter 6, and you've made it all the way through the entire graphic.
Yeah. I mean, I've read it before, so it's just it's a return back for me.
But how often does Greg read more than Dan? It's been at least it's been at least 3 years since you were further ahead on the books than I was.
Yeah.
So, because Greg is much busier than I am, and so it is harder for him to read. So when he sits down and
say Greg doesn't like to read.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It is. I'm being busy and stuff like that. But I mean, the fact that I can read it on a computer, tablet, on my phone is fantastic. In the format that we have it in, that's the cool thing about technology today. It's great. You can just share it to any of those devices and just read it wherever you are, whenever you want.
Well, the important thing about the podcast today, we've learned a couple things from this book. One, I learned how in Spanish to say, I warn you, don't touch me, don't touch me. So I believe I'm going to add that to all of my dating profiles.
There you go. I thought you're gonna when you go to the luchador mask, luchador.
Oh God, that should just be like, you should just have that on a shirt.
I warned you, don't touch me. Yeah. And then, think about it. You'll just get messed up.
But yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic start to a story. I highly recommend reading it and reading along with this. I guess, I don't know if it'll be full 8 episodes because I don't know that I think, we could, because of the style that this is written in, it's not one where we have to cut. We could cover a couple of chapters at a time just because it flows so well that we don't have, and also we don't have other things to talk about. Like we don't have like the advertisements in the middle to talk about
It
and
just
things like that,
goes.
which you do in
Yeah.
some of the older comics. So we're reading through, but yeah, I mean, it's this is fantastic so far. Now I understand why everybody said to read this, and here I have it. And so, but today we're probably going to start wrapping this thing up because Greg's exhausted, and
I'm over here yawning.
if you're
I'm
listening,
just
we have a big
fighting
event
for
to go to. We have a
what?
big event to go to tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I know.
But if you're listening to this, you've already missed us at that big event. So
Yeah, but I've heard people tell me that they're gonna find us. So we already have a couple folks that are gonna say hi.
well, I hope
Probably.
I find them because
You
I bought
do.
something for the show.
Oh yeah, what did you got?
Yeah, and future shows. I bought a whole pack of clear stickers to hand out to people in addition to
Awesome.
our other stickers. So you can get our standard sticker, but you can also get these very nice. Let me see if I can get one out of here. Clear stickers.
Oh, very
They go on
cool.
thing.
Like
And
on
so
like on a
you want
window
to
of a
support the
car?
podcast, you put it on the window of your car. You can put it on the back of your computer. You could do all sorts of things with these stickers, but I will have these with me. And next time when we go to Grit City later on, I will
Yeah.
have them with me too. So if
Okay.
you stop by, you can get one of you can get both if you want. But we've
What?
got
You're gonna give away both stickers to people?
this sticker's fun
That's
'cause it has the
Yeah.
QR code for the YouTube channel, so you can go there.
Check out the show.
You get the full logo, you can get the partial logo, you can get whatever you want. But most importantly, come say hi to us because when we're out and we have our gear on, we want to talk to you. So
Exactly.
Greg always wants to talk to you. I mostly want to talk to people sometimes, but so if you hit us up and Greg's talking and I don't know when to stop talking and I don't know when to start talking. Greg is just a normal person, so he's fine. Yeah.
On occasion, although I've been told sometimes I am not.
If we are at a comic show
Yes.
and I am let's say I'm looking at a tabloid comic
Mhm.
and I turn to Greg and I am bitching about the price,
Yes.
that is the perfect time to come up and talk to us.
Yes, probably. And you might actually see that same comic at this show for the same price, maybe actually more.
I guarantee you'll say the same comic at this show for the exact same price because nobody sold it at that price.
It's gonna be more this year.
It frustrates me because don't tell Anne, because remember I went and bought that book on eBay because I couldn't find a local vendor here that would sell it to me at a reasonable price.
Hey, I honestly I think she understands that aspect of things.
Well, that's because at the Retro Emporium on Meeker Street in Kent, Washington, where you can relive your childhood, you will actually find things at a reasonable price, not an eBay giant markup or marked up for where the comic book market was 5 years ago during COVID, which is now about half that because I damaged a book, sadly. I had it. Remember how I got the really cool idea to put books in those cool holders?
Yeah?
And then I knocked one on the ground
Oh no.
and the cover came off the book.
Oh, that's terrible.
So I just went back and bought the same book I paid $80 for 2 years ago. I paid $40 for it
Oh, well, see, that's a good
in the
thing.
same condition. So,
See, you won.
and I'm going to display the one I broke,
Oh,
and I'm going to keep the nice one in my drawers.
there you
So,
go. In
yeah,
your
but-
pants?
Yep.
He's
And
gonna.
that's what you do with comics. You roll them up and stick them in your pocket, and you take them to a picnic.
That's a good idea. That's actually how I do it.
So, yeah, but and of course, we have other great folks. We have great listeners.
Yes.
You could always leave us some feedback. You can, as Greg pointed out last episode, you could leave us 5 stars and then talk about how terrible the podcast is.
Or just how much you. Yeah, not.
You can go to YouTube and like and subscribe.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh my gosh, we're saying these things, Dan. This is terrible.
And
Listeners, I'm so sorry. Like and
if you
subscribe.
really don't like us, you can hire Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul to represent you.
Yeah, and no conflict of interest there.
Right, because let me tell you, if you're going to go on the internet and you're going to accuse people of things, like let's say you were going to create a whole podcast series about how Bricks and Minifigs stole hundreds of thousands of dollars of Legos from somebody.
Uh-huh.
You definitely should do that without a lawyer. helping you.
Yeah, no, you should have a lawyer. You should
Yeah.
have legal help.
And if you're the American Fork Police Department, you definitely should accidentally release all the unredacted body cam footage you have showing that you're violating people's Fourth Amendment rights.
What? Yes.
Yeah, that's
That's a
if
thing,
you should,
people.
yeah, I know Greg's following the Bricks and Minifigs saga because Anne's following it for sure.
It's weird to yes.
Actually, it's really shitty because those poor store owners, the franchisees,
That
are
had
gonna
nothing
take
to do
all
with
the
it.
blowback from this, and if the corporation goes down, these are folks losing their life savings that they poured into a store for something they love. It's really terrible that a CEO is so irresponsible and so unsavvy with media, right?
Mhm.
That they would have anything get to this point. But more importantly, instead of doing all these lawsuits, how about just give the guy his fucking Legos back?
Yeah.
Did you see that Josh Johnson just did a special saying, "I'm not that Josh Johnson"?
Oh, wow.
Like he's not the Lego guy, Josh
I'm
Johnson.
not the Lego guy. Well, I mean, to what you said too about the shop owners that bought into this brand and became franchisees and stuff like that. It goes beyond that too to people that we know that have stores that are similar, and they're the only store locally that does this. They're not a franchisee of this company, but people are linking them because of the fact that they sell Lego
Yeah.
in the aftermarket, and it's terrible. Like, you know, the fact that you've got uh, stand-up folks doing good stuff for the community, and on the side of running their business, getting lumped into this, and then having to go on the internet and say, "I'm not even part of this. Don't come at
Yep.
me."
I'm not these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if you're not following it, there's plenty of coverage on it. So just find it out. You know, it even made CoffeeZilla. Even CoffeeZilla has done a whole episode on
Oh
bricks and
my.
minifigs now. So
Yeah. And what I mean, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, like, okay. I mean, like, just being this happening in the Pacific Northwest, happening in an
well,
area
you were on the story when it originally
when
happened.
it originally happened. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have family that came from that area, and I have friends down in that vicinity, and
That'd
stuff
be
like that.
Salem,
So
Oregon, and Eugene, Oregon.
yeah. Well, yes, but no. I mean,
Salem is where
my
the store is.
well, no,
Eugene is where,
no. Like, well, Crack and Kaiser. Let's
yeah.
be honest, and
Well,
actually,
it's
like,
Kaiser. Yes, it's Kaiser.
it's technically Kaiser. My
It's
grand
all
my
in the same area, folks.
my my great grandparents are buried in the cemetery there. So, I mean, like, it is literally that, like, I was like, oh my gosh, this happened there.
Yep. And you know, I will say too, word to the wise. There are trustworthy people you can consign things to. You know,
Yeah,
I've consigned things to Anne at the Retro Emporium.
it's
And when
true.
those things sold, I got all of my money. I've consigned things. I'm trying to remember the name, but I'll remember the telescope stuff. Yeah, I
Oh
consigned
yeah,
that out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you know, I've consigned things out and had very, you know, maybe they're small businesses, so it's not always the most rapid turnaround, but you know, every quarter I would get a thing, and of course with Anne, and I just when something sells, she's reminding me to come get my money or to have her
Take your
pay.
money, please. I have this money for
Yeah,
you. I don't want
but
your money. Get your
yeah,
money, Dan.
fair warning to everybody: if you work with a group to consign it, you do actually though have to pay attention to what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just it's an awful situation, but you know what?
What?
That's why you do business with good people, and that's why you have lawyers like
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul to take care of you in a bad
Right?
situation. Yeah, and folks,
100%.
for if you did follow the Reckless Ben videos, don't talk to the police for God's sake. Don't talk to the police. They are not your friend. In fact, they are friends of the people that stole the Legos. So don't talk to the police. Jeez. How many people invoke your fucking rights? Sorry. It is not illegal that you can still be kind. You can still be polite. You can just politely say, I plead the fifth. I would like my lawyer.
I would like my lawyer. That they start saying stuff. I mean, honestly, I would like my lawyer.
Yep. You seem like a nice fellow, but I'm not having this discussion. I am pleading the fifth, and I would like my lawyer. And you can also ask questions like, am I being detained?
Am I being
And if
arrested?
the answer is yes, well, then, do what you do. Know your rights, and then you can sue the fuck out of them later.
With your cool lawyer.
And I don't know that Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul would take that case, but he definitely have somebody to refer you to.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's great at referrals. Very true.
But if you have an employment law issue or contract issue, come on. Yeah, he'll take care of you. So, yeah, I think that's it. There's some fill time at the end, Little Bricks and Minifigs action. We're about a month and a half behind everybody else on this, but gosh, if you haven't watched it, it's some nuts stuff. But I started thinking about it when we started talking about those vendors that come into the shows with their super expensive books and then walk out with all their super expensive books.
Yeah.
So true. You gotta. I always thought people went to shows to sell things.
You would think they do. Some people just like to show things at the show.
Ah, they must be compensating for something.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I'm going to go back to pulling comic books out of little drawers for the show tomorrow, and Greg's going to go to bed.
I'm going to go to sleep because, right now as we're wrapping this up, I've been up quite a long day, and I still have things to do.
Well, you should just go to bed and do them in the morning.
I can't because I gotta go to the auto shop, so I gotta get the stuff out of the van, man.
Well, that's your choice.
It is a choice, but I also chose to do this show with you for everyone else.
Well, we love you all. We'll see you next week. We're doing at least Saga Book 2, maybe book 2.
Oh yeah, no, we're for sure. You're gonna get 2. You might get 3.
Probably get 2, but we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.